Well, Jim, here we've got our EasyIT demo, and what EasyIT is all about is taking and really harnessing the power of our field bus and our field bus devices. As you know, field bus devices produced by Emerson Process Management Company have some unique capabilities. One of them being that they can send up information about the status of the device itself, how well it's performing. As you can see down on the floor there, we've got a DVC 5000 hooked up to a field bus system. And what we'll do in our little field bus demo that I'll go into here in a moment is I'll actually take and trigger a device alert on that device, and we'll pass that information up into the DeltaV system and through the DeltaV system up to the operator's console. Now, when we get that piece of information up here, it's really pretty much raw data. And if you think about it for a minute, if I had every device in the whole plant sending information up to an operator's console, at some point in time, usually rather quickly, that information doesn't have much value anymore. So when we developed the EasyIT program, what we said our second goal of the program was to really say, how do we take this raw information and put it to work? And by doing that, what we really needed to do is we said, we need to take that data that's coming up and target it to the appropriate individuals in the facility. Now, how do we do that? You know, if that means that in order for a user to take and target that information, they have to write a lot of software, a lot of new code, well, that's pretty problematic because it makes it difficult to maintain, difficult to use, and in the end of the game, it's difficult to support, and things that are difficult to support typically don't get used that much. So one of the goals that we wanted to do was we wanted to say we need to find a way to allow the user to take this information, process it, and send it out to the right individual without having to write software themselves. We needed to find something that they could use that was much more easy to use to disseminate this information. So what we're going to see in our little demo here is we're going to take that information that comes up from the device through DeltaV up to this workstation, and we're going to use Microsoft's BizTalk application to take and process that alert when it comes in through DeltaV, and depending on what type of alert it is, we'll send that alert to a specific cell phone, to a web page where an operator or a plant maintenance user could take a look at it and see what's going on in his part of the facility, and we'll also log it to a maintenance package where it would automatically cause a work order to be generated. So, with that background, let me take and generate the alert, and then we'll give you an idea of what's happening. Now you'll notice the alert that we're going to generate is a maintenance type alert. So what that should do is after we receive the XML file, we'll parse it, and we'll see that if it's not a failure type alert, and we don't have a failure alert, we're going to have a maintenance alert, we're going to send this to the web page and to the maintenance management package. So let me do that for you, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, over here, I'll actually flip this valve arm to actually cause a device alert to be generated. You'll see here momentarily the device alert will become active. It's being processed now down in the device. And you'll see that the device alert, DVC 301, appeared here. Now at the operator's console, I can take and look at the faceplate for that. You'll see here that we had a travel deviation. That's because I moved the valve indicator position without the valve itself actually moving. Now that information was actually generated down in the device and passed all the way up here. Now, once that alert made it up here, I said we were going to do a couple of things with it. One is we were going to send it out to a web page. Another was we were going to generate a work order. If I look here at my maintenance work order package, you can see that I have a new device alert issued on DVC 301, a maintenance type alert at 15:37:36. And if you recall, in the BizTalk environment, we did this all with drag and drop graphical editing and not having to write any code in of itself. We've made it easy to funnel that information. Now, getting that into the work order package is a good thing, but if you might imagine a plan of the future that would take advantage of some of the wireless capabilities, it could actually send that information out to an operator's own specific web page. And if you take a look here, Jim, I can go on my little handheld device, go to my Internet Explorer, look for device alerts, And if I go to my device alert web page, you'll see that we've got an unhappy face there. And if we look, I can see the XML script that was generated for the device alert, or I could see the XML alert, the maintenance alert, in a email type format, or perhaps even in a work order format. And the operator can get this information as he roams about the plant, and the key thing being, we funneled this information to a specific individual of the plant that needed to know this kind of what was going on and that he had a problem he needed to look into. So in a nutshell, Jim, that's the Easy IT device alert story. Okay, Jim, another thing I wanted to show you is we're working on as part of our Easy IT problem is the ability to solve users' problems with respect to batch scheduling and batch management. One of the things people have asked us to be able to do is to schedule batches from external applications. Now, I've shown you before how we do that using the Campaign Manager Operator interface. We've taken it a step further, though, with our Easy IT program and developing a mechanism that actually lets you schedule and monitor the status of campaigns over the internet. For example, Jim, here I've got my little Campaign Manager scheduler. I can go to my SAP screen, and here I have the ability to actually create a process order, and we'll schedule the batch here, and we'll actually ship an XML file over this wireless network up to Campaign Manager, and you'll see another campaign created there. So here I come down, I select my customer, I select the product we want to make. I'll scroll down on my web page. I'll select the amount of product we want to make, and I'll submit that. So if you'll note up there, Jim, we've got one campaign currently scheduled. When I hit the execute button here, we're going to see another campaign pop up on the list. So I hit the execute button. It tells me that the order was processed successfully, and there you'll see our second campaign was added. Again, taking advantage of wireless technologies and the internet to make that happen. Now, once I've got that campaign scheduled, if need be, I can further follow up on what's the status of that campaign by looking at my Campaign Manager list view. If I pop that up, you'll see I'm again going through DeltaV Messenger, and I'm using the Messenger to send me information about the two campaigns that have previously been run. The first campaign and the one we just scheduled where everything's been defined but not started yet. Again, we're taking the power of the internet and harnessing it with respect to batch processing and Easy IT.